Ray, and this is the Everyday City Carry live show. It's a special edition because we've got some special guests here, Aurora, Knife and Tool, and then I forgot his wife's name, so I'm just going to go with that.
That works.
Michael and Melody.
Michael and Melanie. Okay.
Yeah. Melody, melody like music.
Melody like music.
Mrs. Aurora, Knife and Tool.
Or I always remember people by their handle names. It's really terrible. It's really terrible. So when I talk about people, like for example, Blade Banter, I know his name is David, but I just refer to him as Blade Banter.
How many Davids are there, and then how many Blade Banters are there?
I know, right?
Before been Ray from Everyday City Carry in our household for a long time. So
oh man, yeah. You know what was crazy? I went to the EMP EDC booth at Blade Show, right? And I was just talking to Tri-State EDC. And then John's wife, right, the owner of EMP EDC, was like, I know that voice. She's like, you're Everyday City Carry, right? I'm like, yeah.
That's funny. That's awesome.
It was awesome. But we are here, guys. If you don't know, I've actually been carrying your knife here. This is the Truffles. And this is the order of business right here. We're going to be talking about this today, like how it came about. And it is really awesome. I give it my full endorsement. One, because the knife is really cool, and also the numbers are crushing on TikTok, so those are really important to me. Yeah, I spent some time on that video. It's weird, I don't script anything ever, but that one I did. You know what I mean? The one for the Truffles today. Yeah. And it's really cool, man, because if you guys don't know, Aurora Knife and Tool is Misheard Knife Reviews. I don't know if y'all remember that. He would look up the subtitles of videos of some of the YouTube content creators. Yeah. And it's just funny. Some of the things that, it would say. And I remember one time he posted about me and I had fish paws, literally, because I actually did mean to say fish paws in it.
Yeah.
And he just thought it was really funny. So he gave me a merman hand.
Yeah, I had to play it multiple times. It was like, I think he's actually saying fish paws. This is not a misheard. This is legit what he's saying.
Yeah.
But this was funny to me. So that was that was the day we met, was the fish paws post.
We've done podcasts this is what, the third one?
Yeah. I know you did the Halloween one a while back with Tier 1 and
Crimson Fury.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good, and we've been bumming off of your horror Shutter stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that I gave you guys that, because I don't use it as much, surprisingly, right now. What I do, I'm glad I have it. I have this really bad habit of signing up for all the apps so that my family can have it.
Yeah.
And then I just, I'm like, man, no one's really using the Shutter. And I was like, okay, you're a horror fan, you should check it out. It's really good. It's one of the best.
It's got a bunch of stuff in there that you can't really find anywhere else, and just if you just want something in the background, that's never heard of, but it's I like, good horror. I like crappy horror, so
yeah.
I grew up watching you just go to Blockbuster or
Monkey Shines and
Monkey Shine.
Yeah, just the worst horror movies that you can find out there. Just the bad ones are fun to make fun of, and so you just best of both worlds.
What's the last one that you watched?
Last one. We watched something just real recent.
What is the last one?
We've seen a couple in theaters. I went back. We saw that one with it's Barbarian.
Barbarian. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Saw that one. The one with Pete Davidson in it. Bodies.
Was that good?
I thought it was really creative. It was really unique.
I wouldn't say it was scary, but it was really fun. I didn't think it was scary though, but it was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I watched a pretty terrible one that got really good reviews on I almost said Crunchyroll, which is my anime app. On Shudder. It's called Influencer. It's freaking terrible.
I think I saw that one on there.
So
bad.
I saw the reviews, right? And I think the people who must have watched this thing are all travel vloggers, because it would be scary if you were a travel vlogger and someone just leaves you on an island. That's pretty much what it is, right?
Okay.
And it's like a girl who's on Insta. It kind of like, you know, it kind of has something to do with my career, right? Because that's how I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, yo, you know, let's say I met up with a knife person in like Peru or something, and he just left me on a mountain, just dipped. You know, like I woke up and no one's around. That's pretty much the premise of the movie. And it sucked, dude. Like, honestly, I was expecting this huge payout. The only scary part, I guess, is it would be kind of scary if you meet a random person and they're kind of like friendly and they're like, yo, I know this dope spot, you know, like, oh, I know this knife shop, but it's on this mountain. You know what I mean? And we got to go right now. And then the next thing you know, you go to sleep, you wake up, there's a jaguar like in front of your face. You know what I mean? Like, and stuff like that. It wasn't great. And then I watched Evil Dead Rise. I think that was the other one after that.
Yeah. Oh, that one looks really scary. Is it scary? Like the preview scared me.
You know what? I have a pretty high tolerance for the scary stuff. Usually the things that spook me is more like ghost related. So things that are kind of like ectoplasm, like zombie type stuff, like Evil Dead. It's more along those lines. It's more like a creature feature to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was good though. I can see that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Things that are like really spooky to me is like things like The Ring, like the American version.
Oh my gosh, The
Ring, creepy as fuck. Yeah,
that was the movie of my life. I watched it so many times in college.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't know if we said this last time when we were talking movies, but Melody and I had, you know, this is when we were dating. We would watch. I think we watched it 3 times from like renting it from Blockbuster or whatever back in the day, and all 3 times in 3 different cities. It was our hometown. I guess it was a hometown where we were living in college. So for multiple different places, it kept freezing up at the exact same location. And the last time that it did this, it was on a totally different DVD. The numbers on the readout on the DVD player just started going like insane. And I couldn't stop it. I couldn't turn it off. So we had to have it unplug it. I
forgot about that.
Yeah, it was really, really wild. I mean, I'm sure it was basically just a, you know, freak out kind of thing, but it was pretty funny.
We got a dono actually here. Just give me 1 second. Shout out to Keith, bro.
Hey Keith, what's up, dude?
Tempest Knives has a pre-order now for the jet stream. He's doing some promo for go get in on this deal now before it's gone. Hello from Knives Fast Live. Yo, shout out to you, man. I appreciate that.
Keith, bringing back the Dolica, right?
The Dolica.
Yeah.
I have one.
You have the Dolica? Yeah.
Yeah, they sent me one. Keith sent it to me. Keith sends it around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have it.
Yeah, we got one of those. It's the Dolica Club. That's elite.
Elite, bro. It's elite.
Let's see. I can't be in the Grimsmo Club, but I can be in the Dolica Club.
Let's see who's in here real quick. We got MWK saying, "What the hell?" That's how he says hello to me, because of this one video that we watch. We do a lot of reaction videos on this channel, and there was this guy that was just like making fun of people's sneakers, and that's what he said. We have Mark H in here, Ian Coates. We have Mike Reese, and keep going. Pumpkin the Band is in here, fellow streamer as well, mostly on Twitch. And I'm gonna keep going down here. There's some people lurking, I'm sure. So people are gonna start trickling in. Usually, John Blackman in the house. What's up, man? Drop what y'all are carrying in the chat, by the way. That's where always.
Mike Reese said he's got his Game Boy patches today.
Oh, nice! I was talking about that last week. And Ian Coates likes likes Bobby, dude.
Oh yeah.
He likes the Bobby patch. I thought that the Game Boy patches were going to be more popular on my show, and it was like, nah, bro. The Bobby one is lit.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty awesome. You sent a few sets. Like, am I supposed to keep them or keep them?
Whatever you want to hang on to, and then if you just pass on the rest. I try to do like 5 of everything or so.
Yeah.
And so like if you want one of everything, but if you're like, nah, that one's crap, but this one's dope, then take the ones you like, whatever. If you like one twice as much, take 2. I don't care.
Dude, you know what's crazy? This is how much of a good heart you have. You put like shipping money in it. Listen, I get stuff sent into me all the time, and I never expect like shipping. This dude gives a gift card with $50 on it or something.
Yeah, I figured that'd be easy. Just swipe that guy, pay for the shipping, and
he's like, if you want,
PayPal
go eat
back,
something. That's what he said on the note. Like, if you want, go eat something. And I'm like, that's awesome, dude. That's so cool.
I didn't want to leave you hanging, man.
Yeah, I appreciate. I just always appreciate like people just sending me cool stuff, and the truffles, man. I saw this at Blade Show, and first of all, like even if this wasn't what it is, okay, I just love like giant round pivots. I don't know why, but I do, and this really surprised me. Like when you showed it to me, I think we were in the pit.
Yeah.
And you showed it to me. I think Melody was really tired. That was the first time we met.
Oh my gosh, I was so tired. I'm awake now.
Yeah. You were like, I never thought I would meet you, bro.
Yeah, dude. We were like super stoked because I mean, like I had literally said that day at dinner, I was like, man, it just sucks that like Ray's never gonna come to Blade, like all the way from New York, man. And I was like, what the heck, dude? Yeah. Man, and you got the He-Man Blade Safety shirt on too, dude.
I do. This is also by Aurora Knife and Tool. I wear this shirt quite often on this show. It's one of my favorites. Makes me look absolutely yoked. So I really love it. And we can talk about fitness later as well. I know y'all are like doing your thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm still like grinding it. There's a lot of up and downs, of course. Like I just went on vacation. So when I got back and I did my in-body measurement, I gained a single percentage of body fat, and like I have so much body dysmorphia. Like I know for a 42-year-old man, I look pretty good, but like I just see that number, I'm like, oh my god, I gained a percentage of body fat.
It's the worst.
Yeah,
it's the absolute worst, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. But let's get back to the truffles real quick.
Yeah.
So how did you like even think of this?
Okay, so so there's a bunch of stuff that I've want to do with Aurora Knife and Tool. One of them is, make knives, because we've been doing, just like goofy gear for like the last year or so, just trying to like get in the hang of like shipping stuff, customer relations, that kind of thing. But got a lot of knife designs. But I'm really passionate about not bringing anything that people have seen before. I just don't really see the value in like, oh, this is a blade shape I've seen before on a handle I've seen before, like it's in a different material or something. You know what I mean? Like I want to do stuff that's unique that you can't see anywhere else. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was to develop a pivot button where you had the mechanism inside the pivot, so you don't have two additional buttons, just something kind of unique. So I've been working on just some concepts, and then went to a SHOT Show with QSP and ran into this company, which is Sikio, and they had the button pivot right there ready to go. And they're like, yeah, we're just looking for folks that want to use it. And I was like, what?
Wait, this is Sikio's, they created it, and then they just wanted people to use it, and then no one used it?
I don't, it's crazy. Now, they said that at SHOT Show, they had several people that were really interested in it.
This is awesome.
A couple of them were like really big, heavy hitters. So I was like, I better jump on it quick before those folks do. Because I won't be the only, but maybe I can be the first.
Yeah.
And they had like one knife that they had done that was like a proof of concept sort of thing on like, this is how this lock would work. But I mean, just to tell you how new it is, I reached out to them. I said, what's the lock going to be called? And they said, we don't know. We only have a Chinese name for it. And they said, what do you want to call it? So that's why we named it the Roundhouse Lock.
That's an awesome name, by the way.
Leg in there. Yeah, it's kind of fun, I mean, that's
like Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport, bro. You know what I mean? Hit him in the stomach. Yeah.
That was me. I was thinking of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, she nailed it. On the ride up to Blade Show, actually, we were like, what are we going to call this thing?
Roundhouse Lock. That's great, man.
Yeah, so I don't know if other people will pick up the name or not, because I mean they'll have the option to do whatever they want. Kind of like the thing with the, what used to be the Axis lock, and now everybody's calling it the
crossbar lock or whatever lock.
Yeah, the crossbar is like a generic term for it. So I don't know if people will, want to do their own name for it or whatever. But we're not like copywriting it or anything. So if people want to pick it up, they're they're welcome to. But yeah, so that was kind of like, and so whenever I'm not a huge fan of like big knives. Actually, Melody's the one that loves big knives, and I prefer the ones that are kind of slender. But when I started working with them on the design,
meat truffles. Yes.
Oh yeah. Meat truffles. That's right. Yeah.
Meat truffles. Yeah.
Yeah. So the design is really driven by the.
Thank you, man, for the dono. Appreciate it. Says, hi everyone, how's it going? We're doing great. Chatting with Aurora Knife and Tool about the truffles here. All right. Sorry about that, dude.
Yeah, no. So it was really just driven by the mechanism.
I gotta do it.
The mechanism's a set size. They didn't want to really scale it down or anything, and so I had to do a design that I liked over top of the existing, mechanism. And so I just asked them to send me the specs, let me work around, because I didn't love the aesthetics of the design that they had done as kind of proof of concept.
It looks amazing, bro. I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm surprised, right? First of all, like the lock, and then the blade geometry that you chose is like very classy. I would say kind of like Chavez-esque, kind of, which I love.
Yeah, had some comparisons to Sharp by Design as well.
Yeah. But it's its own thing, though. That's the thing. Like I want to mention that right now. Like
what's nice about it is that it does have kind of a unique profile. I think just in silhouette form, just the combination of like the blocky end with the curves everywhere else. I think it's it's kind of got its own little. It's got some stance. It's got some swagger.
I actually have I could just do this right now. Give me 1 second. There's you right there.
Yeah.
Hold on. I have to do go back. I was on it earlier, but someone asked for a link for the shirt. Yeah, man, it's a great looking knife, yo. It's really good. And I had so much fun playing with it. Like people on TikTok love it. This is really bad. That's why I don't call myself a knife reviewer anymore, because I'm basically a content creator that just makes EDC content. Because when knives do great for me, I love them. But even before that, when you let me check it out at Blade Show, I liked it already. But yeah, it's got a great aesthetic to it, and the action is really good. It's very different the way it feels. On my channel, I really just care about action, ergonomics, and aesthetics. That's all I care about. The steel and stuff. Yes, I like a premium steel on it, of course. I care about the price. The price has to match the materials, and in this case, it definitely does. But dude, it has everything that I want in a knife. The action is good. It feels different, right? The ergos are good. And I also love how you have a reversible pocket clip, but it's titanium, which you don't see a lot.
Yeah, and some folks have been asking, there is going to be a clip filler. So, you've got the
a placeholder, right?
There. Yeah, so there will be a clip filler in that spot. I am dropping the wire clip holes.
Yeah, you're taking it out, right?
Yeah. I'm not crazy about the wire clip. And honestly, I was doing the wire clip because I had never seen a clip from CKO. And so I was nervous that they would not do the pocket clip well, but they just knocked it out of the park, man.
Dude, the clip is really good because I wear shorts around the house, right? And I always say this, every clip that's out there usually, these tie clips, they gonna fuck your jeans up, man. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And then the wired clip doesn't do that. It's really the only clip that is not gonna mess your pants up.
Right.
But these are good, man. I could wear them in basketball shorts, and it's perfect. It's not messing it up or anything.
Yeah, I just felt like it was executed really, really well, and I felt like it did a disservice by leaving the wire clip in there, especially if you get the little wire clip holes that you can see past the clip. That kind of bothers my OCD. Even on the other side, you can still see the holes. And so I'm like, I don't love it. So yeah, we're going to do a clip filler for that. You had mentioned that you were having some issues with the front flipper.
Yeah, so I need a little bit of wrist flick with it. Maybe I'm just not used to it, because you know what? I have to stop thinking that I'm going to deploy my knife the way I do on a video. You know what I'm saying? Because as a content creator, you're so used to going like this. It has to be like this. But you're not going to deploy your knife like that. You're probably going to be down here, and it's you have a lot more leverage, right?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about this knife is every time I deploy it, it feels so much like a titanium frame lock flipper that I find myself going like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's not a bad thing. It's just something that I notice. Yeah, the action's really good. See, right now I can do the front flipper right there. I think sometimes I get in the way right here, and I get a little.
You have to kind of.
That's a me thing.
Be a little lower. Yeah, I wound up being kind of lower down on it. You know, but one of the things that Jared from Knives Knives had said was to bump the height of it up a little bit. The
tab.
So
a little bit.
Bump that up a little bit, and then wrap, because right now the jimping terminates about level with the flipper. But if you just go ahead and wrap it around a little bit, so that it's you've got some in the closed position, some more jimping on the top side, that would just give a little bit more grip to it. So we're gonna pitch those couple things. You know,
you also did T8s, the whole thing.
Yeah.
That, like, should be standard, honestly.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just on a bigger knife. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to do anything less, really.
Yeah,
I was super nervous to take it apart because, I mean, like I said, I did not design the internals. So it's like, oh man, let's see how this thing goes.
How was it?
It's not bad at all, really. I did a video of me disassembling it and reassembling, just kind of show people
on Instagram or on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
Just to kind of show folks like what the process is like. It's really not bad. And then I've had some
which
questions
page
about,
is it on?
On Aurora Knife and Tool.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at that. You got Truffles Kickstarter, man.
Nice.
Thank
All
you.
right. Oh, you got some a bunch of people check this out already. If you got Stasa and Knives, like, you're gravy, dude.
Yeah, and the max level EDC, we've got like almost 900,000 views.
Oh, there's me.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, yeah.
All right, so let's see. I just want to see like what the inside looks like, and so we could show the audience as well. That's what's cool about this service that I use, is that we can just watch stuff together.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
You have to kind of
this is not bad,
because that little dude is in there good, and then that's the actual like leg, the little that's the roundhouse leg.
That looks
and then you can see this little bar. If you kind of, when I flip it back around, if you want to pause it in that spot.
Like
right
this.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me go back. I'll pause it.
And you can kind of see it right there. Yeah. So like right there. So the liner's hollowed out so that the leg is like inside that area.
Yeah.
And you can see the little people have been concerned about the rivet that's holding the leg in place. But I think the thing to keep in mind is that the rivet is keeping it from falling out, but there's no like pressure of the lock leaning on the pivot. The leg is pressing into that little hollow area of the liner. And so, I mean, it is possible for rivets to fail. And I mean, you know, it keeps it for 150 years. I mean, I eventually that's going to happen, but and then there's we've had some folks concerned about, there's a little bit like super thin wire that's on the interior of this button. Whenever I take this off, you'll be able to see it. It's so dainty. What it does is it keeps the button from rattling.
Oh my God.
So it needs something to keep it from just being like a maraca. And Jared had mentioned like a gasket. So this little bitty square wire inside there.
I am not taking this thing apart. I'll tell you that much. I'm just leaving it alone.
You know, we're going to include an extra one just in case somebody loses it or whatever. You know, it's not like weight bearing or anything. And if you take it out, it doesn't not function. And I've tried a couple different sizes of gaskets. Not the right word. It's the little black rubber thing that you have on tools.
Okay,
but there's not any that are thin enough to do that same like process of like keeping it from rattling. So for right now, that's kind of like the way that it's the issues being solved. I mean, you know, anything that causes it's
O-ring? Is that what he's? Is that the word? O-ring?
Yeah. Thanks, Ian.
Ian Coates to the rescue.
Yeah, thanks, Ian.
Look, Ian Coates says, get a Truffles to Ricky Hernandez, Ron Kwok, and Everyday Minimalist. And I'm making that happen for you. I'm going to hit him up. Probably Max Level is going to get it. It'd be good for Max Level to get it because he's going to go about, because that's the next person, right? It's Max Level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Max Level is going to do a good job getting you a lot of coverage on that. What Ricky and Ron and Brandon will do is get you the cinematography. So yeah, like those three. I mean, you know, I honestly, in my opinion, I think in all of knife YouTube, like Brandon has the best lighting in the game. Like his setup just looks like any company that watches that channel is gonna be like, oh, yep, whatever you want. Like, you know,
because they make it look. He makes it look so good.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
I remember the first time I saw his stuff, I was like,
yeah.
This guy did not just start filming yesterday. Like, this guy has a background in this because you can't.
He learned on his own just watching YouTube. That's what happened.
Did he really? I thought he had
no classical, I guess, training in it. He just watched a lot of Peter McKinnon on YouTube, which is like the Canon camera god of YouTube. He's just so good at pictures and cinematography. But look, you've already got Knives, so that's your view counts right there. I'm gonna cover you on TikTok. That's what's gonna happen.
I need to check it out on TikTok because I
actually deployed it on TikTok too. I usually don't do that, but
I
was
did. Gonna ask because you said that.
I'm gonna see what happens. So far, it's doing well, and I haven't gotten a warning because I've seen Melissa Backwoods like do a lot of deployments on TikTok, and some of my friends started doing it. So let's see if I got no. It's good. It's gonna be good. It'll probably be. It depends. My average is like 5,000 to 10,000, but if it goes viral, it could be like 1 million or something. Like last week, we did 500,000 views, I think. So
I've never had anything go viral before in like the years of doing this. And then last year, I had a video on YouTube.
Yeah, like a short.
Yeah, it was a short that hit 1 million views.
Wow, that's really good. I've never hit 1 million on YouTube. I've never hit 1 million.
It blew me away. And I just because like I'm just that kind of person, I was very curious to see if I posted the exact same time the following week, the exact same content on my other channel. Yeah, this was on Mr. Knife Reviews was what blew up. And then I got the same 3 people who had commented within like a minute or two.
Yeah.
I said, hey guys, I'm going to post this. Will you post the exact same comment that you posted within the first few seconds? And so like, just to try to recreate the whole thing. Yeah. And it was like 1,000 views. I mean, it was like nowhere even near. So it's like, it's just, you can't really try to chase the algorithm. You just have to like do what you think is fun.
Mm-hmm. It's a strange thing. I mean, there is definitely ways to game the system, if that's the way to do it. That's the way to describe it. But for myself personally, like I post on 8 platforms on the weekdays, right? And like I don't know which ones are going viral anymore. I know something is because I see the email telling me like, oh, you sold a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay. And but yeah, YouTube is like a complete mystery to me. It's like not my weakest. I think Instagram is my weakest, but TikTok seems to like me. I don't know what it is. I've gotten banned 3 times, but this account seems to be really healthy and just like getting a lot of views and
start
sales.
With a new account, right? Like you don't. It's not like a timeout thing. You have to start from scratch each time.
Yeah. I did. My last account was I don't know if you've ever seen that sketch I did in the wintertime last year, the tactical hobo. It went crazy. It went super viral that my girl was in school at NYU for surgical technology, and people in her class were like, yo, what is your husband doing on my For You page? And it's just me like doing this tactical hobo skit where like I teach you how to survive New York City winter, and I like kind of made it funny. And then that account got banned. And then I opened a new account, The Real EDCC, on TikTok. And in that one, the first video I posted was an unboxing ASMR. This is when I first started doing it. The unboxing ASMR of the Kershaw Launch 13. Dummy viral. And then Blade Ops, who was the sponsor, right? I used their affiliate link, hits me up and is like, dude, your links are going insane right now. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I just woke up and then I checked the thing. There's like almost 10 grand worth of that knife sold. Like that knife, dude. Like they sold so many.
That's legit.
And I tried to recreate it, right? I tried to recreate it. I was like, send me, this is like recently, I got another Kershaw Launch 13, did like, you know, my, I guess, refined version of it now. And it didn't do as well as it did. It did pretty well. But anyway, that's just how the algorithm is, man. You know? Yeah, that's just how it is.
If there's a way to game it, I haven't figured it out.
I haven't. And I post so much. Let me see what else I saw in here. You have the weight reduction. I talked about that. What's your preferred like deployment method on this guy, like you personally?
Probably middle flick.
Yeah, middle flick is money, man. It's so good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Melody's favorite.
I have like fingernails, like
long
see the fingernails. So like,
oh yeah, can we get some zoom in? We got
nice.
Look at this. Look at this.
Wow. Did you do them yourself?
Oh heck no. No, Melody is not artistic, but yeah, no, I pick out a design and well, actually, I usually pick out several designs, and she's like, I don't have enough time to do that one.
What nationality is the lady that does it? Vietnamese?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Her name is Tu, and she's like my ride or die. Like, I mean, Vietnamese. Next to you, of course.
Oh. I'm 2 to 2. Yeah.
I love
her. That's like the Asian stereotype. I mean, we have those stereotypes amongst ourselves. It's like, you know, if you want your nails done, you got to date a Vietnamese guy, you know, because his auntie like definitely has a nail salon. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that my favorite. I can't decide now that I kind of know how to do the front flipper. I love front flippers, man. It's like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
I know how to. You know what's funny? I had to teach a guy. My homie Dave S came over on Saturday. And he's not good with front flippers, and he smokes a lot of weed. So I was like, pretend that you're lighting a bong and go like this, like it's a lighter. And then he got it right away.
Yeah.
What's your favorite deployment, Melody? I forgot.
So like, I'm seeing Pumpkin the Band's I'm ready to hear about what deployment works with fingernails. We should actually do a video about me fumbling to deploy knives with fingernails.
With nails must be so hard.
It's really it doesn't look cute whenever I like, it's not graceful. As lovely as my nails are, they get in the way. Like we saw Melissa at Blade Show, and she commented on my nails, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you know, mine are
backwoods.
Like, do not grow them." Yes, I was like, "Do not grow them out because you can't deploy any knives. It's a problem."
What do you do?
So, which one do you use for this one? Like, which one is your favorite? Like,
oh yeah, dude, the button and the wrist flick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right, the button and the wrist flick.
I know people. I don't know. I feel like people feel bad about like the wrist flick, but it just makes me feel dangerous.
Fine. It's fine. I have to do it this way. See,
I feel aggressive when I like use a wrist flick. I like it.
Button lock is the best deployment for long nails.
Oh snap! That's right. It does work really well. You just push down and do a little flick thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good, actually, too. Yeah, that's really good.
I was telling her, you know, like the reason I think that the wrist flick became such a no-no in the knife community is because it's a way of cheating around bad action. You know, if you've got the knife with terrible action and you give it a wrist flick, you can fake good action. And so, like, you know, it's the action-driven folks that are like, nah, just, you know, stay still and deploy it and see how the intent is. But like once you've validated that your knife is a good knife, Melody says,
I don't know, it's more fun to me. Like I
just keep doing it now.
We have fun with knives. Like I like to have fun, and also look like
I
like the big knives. Like they look a lot stabbier.
We were talking about this on my last. I forgot which show it was, but imagine you get stabbed, right? Like you're getting robbed, and then the guy stabs you, and it's like a shitty knife. Like, wait, use this one.
It's much better.
Oh no!
For only $30.
He has like an Ozark. People in the chat were like, imagine getting like stabbed by an Ozark trail from Walmart. You're like, oh god damn it! You're like, oh.
Insult to literal injury.
Yeah,
man.
But you know that's the way it is. Like nobody's buying a Grimsmo and slicing something. Nobody's buying an Atlantic Wayfarer and then cutting up a fool. You know, it's just that's not what you do with those kinds of knives. And so, yeah, it's bound to be the cheap ones. You know that
like M-Tech or something like that. You
yeah,
know?
I think it was Nick that said this was like, you know, the best defense is to like just basically be like, this is a $300 pocket knife. Just throw it and then run the other direction.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best way to defend yourself with a pocket knife is just pitch it and run the other direction.
Yeah, look, let's check out some of the drop what y'all think about the truffles, by the way, in the chat, and we'll go over those comments. The pricing.
Mike, sharpen blade.
Oh, what's up, man? He's like, what? That's all I do with my Olamic knives. You just give them to robbers. So the pricing is $179, right? That's the early bird.
Early bird, yeah. Day
and
one.
then $189 after, and then it'll be $239 like afterwards.
Well,
if it goes that far, right? Is what we're saying.
Yeah. Step number one will be getting it. It's man, the pricing is so funky. I mean, I guess for people who like this is their day job is selling stuff.
Yeah,
you know, they get this kind of stuff. But like, you know, I work for a church. She works for a nonprofit. Like we don't sell stuff. You know,
the price is very good. I'm gonna say that right now because you're looking at this. The materials is the first thing you look at, right? That as a person who makes content on knives, you look at the materials, right? So you got S35VN, you have titanium, reversible titanium clip, and the amount of work that goes into those materials, right? You have a compound hollow grind, right? So there's work there already. There's value there already. Then you have like a special lock, right? Usually when you get these new locks, especially one as kind of, I don't know, it seems intricate to me, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that would usually push it over the $200-something mark, right? Yeah. And then you know, you're doing the Kickstarter, like $179 is a really good deal for that.
Yeah, I mean, so there was this like sort of crisis of conscience starting the company because I'm like a super budget buyer. Like, I mean, like, you know, if I'm doing like 40, 50, 60, 70, like that's like my sweet spot.
Me too.
Yeah, you know, and that was one of the reasons why I love, you know, early on, you know, gravitated towards your channel because I was like, this guy's watching, you know, reviewing stuff I can afford, you know, and, you know, Nick's out here with like a, you know, $800 pocket knife. I'm like, no, bro. But, you know, and then to come out with like, for my first knife to be like a knife, I'm like, man, that's about double what I normally would pay. So it's like, okay, well, how can we make it to where it's at least, it feels like it's a good deal, but then there's that like point of like devaluing it because you're like, man, if we sell it for any lower, like we're gonna lose money on it. And the way I kind of like, I guess, resolved to say was like bigger companies who have like larger quantities, they can provide a knife like Truffles at the price that it's at and not really sweat it. But for us, really the only reason we can do it at that price is because Kickstarter, because we're guaranteed that everyone that we, you know, that we're selling is going to a person. Everyone that we're getting made is going to a person there, because we don't really have a lot of wiggle room, you know, in the pricing to just sit on, you know, 300 of them that didn't sell or whatever, you know. And so I think for us, for the time being, Kickstarter is going to be the way that we are able to provide knives that are at shockingly good prices. Just because there's a safety net within Kickstarter. So
yeah,
on the one hand, we wanted to try to like get away from Kickstarter as quickly as possible. But I think one of the things we're seeing with this is like, if we want to be able to offer knives at the price point that we're wanting to get to, we're going to have that safety net of knowing that what we make is being sold, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of people use Kickstarter now, and I think it's a good platform for something like this, you know, something that no one's ever had, right?
No
one's ever had it. You know, as someone who checks out a lot of knives, like any knife person who is like at the sort of enthusiast level already is gonna have a lot of fun playing with this because it's like unlike anything else.
Yeah. One of the things that I've enjoyed about the very first video was the one that Max Level EDC did at Blade. And you know, it's got, you know, 800, 900 comments. And like, you can really tell like the knife bros from like the knife noobs, because there's a comment like that recurs. It's like, Yeah, my grandpa's had a knife that's exactly like that with that exact same lock. That's not new. And I'm like, okay, tell me that you don't know knives without saying you don't know.
Exactly.
Like there are some like, okay, so like the deadlock visually looks like that's got a big button in the center, and then there's a knife of the Paul Gerber knives, Paul Gerber knives, something like that. It's a guy named Paul something or other with a long last name, but he just goes by Paul Knives. And Gerber did a knife of his in like the 70s that has a very similar looking exterior, button size, but the internals are completely different. So I mean, if you don't know knives, then you'll think that what you're looking at is every other knife. But whenever somebody's like, "Wow, I've never seen that before," I'm like, knives, because you haven't seen that before.
Yeah, no, this is very different, man. First of all, like now we talked about it. Now you have 3 different deployment methods. You have the
4.
whole.
So the button.
Oh, the button. Oh, yeah,
the
4.
Middle flick, front flipper, and flipper tap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm super like fidget factor. That's
important to me.
Yeah, that's
that's super important to me.
I mean, I might occasionally use my knife to cut things. Primarily, it's like
it's a fidget spinner.
Yeah,
it's
my,
Somebody was in there talking about H Mart, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, it says H Mart is like bananas. That's what I saw. We can go scroll up.
Oh, somebody asked, "Does Melody like kukris?"
Yeah, that seems logical. He loves kukris. He made me buy a sword, yo. He made me buy a sword. We had a slow Monday on the show, and like we just went shopping the whole time.
That's amazing.
My first knife, and I'm thinking about some way to do this. I don't know if it'll be a YouTube short or what, but like one of my very first like important knife memories was a kukri, because I was at a gun show with my dad, and my dad was always huge into guns, and I like hunting, but the guns themselves was what really interested me. It was the knives. And so like the first knife that I ever bought with my own money as like a 12, 13-year-old was a kukri. And I just thought, man, I was like the coolest, person in the world. I'm sure I looked like the biggest dork walking around with my kukri, but it felt, and then I read Dracula and read that the kukri is what they actually killed Dracula with. And I was like, yeah,
it was meant
awesome.
to be.
Yeah, they the one guy from America stabs him in the heart with a Bowie knife, and then the other guy cuts his head off with a kukri. And that's the double tap for.
Like, isn't it supposed to be a wooden stake, bro?
Yeah, apparently Bowie.
I know the beheading thing works because I watch Supernatural and they behead things all the time, and it works for everything.
That's the general way to go. I don't know anything.
The head, it's not.
Yeah. Man, you know what's crazy? I remember that movie Dracula Untold. It was the most recent one where he turned into bats and stuff.
No, we meant to see it, but that's one we did.
When did that come out?
It came out a while back, I know, because I was still with my ex then. And like I went to the movie theater. We lived in Queens, right? We went all the way to this city to Lincoln Center because I wanted to watch it there, right? And I thought I bought tickets to the right time, but I bought tickets for like yesterday. And I was super broke, right, at that time. And I was like, oh, my God, I have to buy tickets again. So I bought tickets again. And like they didn't print out. So I had to literally go to the ticket person and show them my bank like app. And I'm like, yo, I just got charged. It didn't print through the machine. And I got to watch Dracula Untold. I think that movie's like a sleeper, though. Like I think as a Dracula movie, it's pretty good.
Have you seen the promos?
Yay.
Oh, Demeter, the what is it?
Yeah,
last voyage of the Demeter or something.
Dude, I'm definitely gonna see that.
It looks great. It's like a creature feature. It's like it's rare to see a vampire creature feature movie. Now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm assuming it's the like it's the OG Dracula. Like it's it's that's the journey, I guess, from Transylvania to England. So
he looks like a bat thing. That's what he looks
back when
like.
he was like ugly and not like sexy spot.
Yeah. Before Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's.
Yeah.
Man, that is so. An interview with a vampire too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when they got really debonair when Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I watched Mission Impossible, and I gotta tell you, man, Tom Cruise is getting old. But that movie was dope though. It was sick. I liked it. I liked it. But I think Barbie. I think I'm gonna say this right now. This might be controversial. I think Barbie was better.
Really?
I don't think that's controversial.
Yeah, I think Barbie was better, bro. Now, no, because I lined up and I told Kelly, I said, look, we're probably gonna have to do this Barbenheimer thing because you want to watch Barbie really bad, and I want to watch Oppenheimer. But Oppenheimer is like a 3-hour movie, so I post 7 days a week, so even on the weekend I'm like making content, and I just couldn't fit it in. But I did Google like the Rotten Tomatoes of like those 3 movies, and all of them have really great scores. Like I think Mission Impossible had the lowest, but it was still like 90s, I think, in both the audience and critics. Same with Barbie, same with Oppenheimer. Both of them are like 94, 96% audience score, like critic score. So, I knew whatever movie we watched, it was going to be fun. So we watched Mission Impossible Saturday night. Then the next day we watched Barbie. And I have to say this, I think Barbie was a better movie, yo.
It was good.
Yeah. It was so good. It was so good. I dressed up like Disco Space Barbie. I had a wig and like a sequin skirt and like go-go boots and
wow, that's awesome.
Like, but people were dressing up at our theater, but like I was doing the most because I like to.
I dressed up like a guy.
Yes, I do like
I dressed up like a guy with her. I'm trying to show you like what I wore. So I didn't dress like, it's like just all animated out. Hold on, let me show you. Yeah. Oh, I have it right here. Hold on a second.
Oh, we got a picture.
Yeah, look. Here we go. Oh shit.
You switched.
No. What are you doing, dude?
I can pull up a picture.
She likes demons.
I don't look good anymore.
I just like this character from an anime, but if he wore like streetwear like type stuff. Ray dressed like an anime zombie hunter. No, I didn't, bro. I dressed like an anime like fuckboy character, which is like what I dress like now.
We got one coming up here.
All right, cool.
There was
is it on Instagram?
There's a Tex-Mex
not yet.
Tex-Mex place nearby.
Yeah,
like a whole like Barbie set, like
wow,
on their property. This is one of the props that they had.
Oh yeah, we had one of those too, and it's like you're like in the box. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's just like I look like the guy who was with her. That's
I was doing my best without buying anything.
Okay, so here's the thing that drives me crazy though. I will plan my outfits for like weeks, and then like 30 minutes before we leave, he is panic shuffling through his closet, like, help me find something to wear. And I'm like, I've been thinking about this. I'm like,
you gotta start thinking about mine too.
I guess, but you don't like the stuff I pick out for you.
Yeah, I've gotten really into sneakers, which is a terrible thing. I guess it's better than being into watches. So I buy a lot of I match all my G-Shocks with like I was wearing like an homage to 90s Reebok pumps. It's called the Reebok pumps Omnizone 2, the Celtics edition. I had to buy it like secondary market. It's green. It had the pumps on it, and I was wearing like a black and green checker jacket. A green G-Shock. I was all greened out when I went to Barbie. So I was like, oh, I am Southeast Asian Ken. So and Kelly went in all pink, of course.
That was the shoe that like back in the 90s, like I begged my parents for those shoes. And they got me like the cheapest version. And they were so pointless, but they had the little pump and like that was
awesome.
I know it did like almost nothing, but like it was just that sensation that you could press a button.
So, you have your journey with fitness, right? Like, how did you get started? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So in 2016, I had our daughter. So we have a son. He was born in 2011, and then our daughter was born in 2016. And so it was a bit of an emergency situation with her because it was like the whole pregnancy had been fine. And then, it was about like 2 weeks out from kind of our scheduled C-section.
Yeah.
And suddenly my blood pressure was like through the roof. And it ended up being like she kept me for a little while, and then she sent me home, my doctor. And then, later that weekend, I had like a killer headache and my blood pressure was like super, super high. And so it was kind of like a, semi-emergency delivery with my daughter. She was fine. I was fine. It was okay. But like over the course of the next, 6+ weeks or, and months, I was in and out of the hospital with just like these random blood pressure spikes. And, we just could not get my blood pressure under control. And it kind of eventually became clear that I needed to really, make some huge changes to my lifestyle. And I was really intimidated by that because I knew that, by doing like I would need to probably lose, about 100 pounds.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That really intimidated me because I had struggled with my weight like my entire life. And so, kind of the previous times that I had lost weight, I had, just like crash dieted, and
which is the wrong way to do it, really.
It's not great, no. Yeah. But I never knew anything about nutrition.
Same here.
And so I just was like, okay, I just have to eat nothing. And and then so I would lose a lot of weight, and then eventually I would start eating again, as one does. And I would gain everything back. And that was like kind of my whole life up until that point. And so, I was like, okay, my doctor is basically telling me that I could die from a heart attack or stroke before I'm 40. So I really have to do something serious here. And so I really kind of looked at like, what are some small things that I can do that I can make like permanent changes. And
you drop soda.
Do what?
You dropped soda.
Dude.
No, that's
usually
when people
I don't really drink
I usually when people say like, what's one thing I can do right now that'll like
stop drinking calories.
I'm like, yo, if you stop drinking like soda,
she stopped
you lose weight fast, dude.
Yeah.
You would lose weight so fast. Especially if you're drinking like a 2 liter a day or something, like you will shed pounds quickly. Like a month you will shed pounds because it's a lot of sugar. Yeah. But yeah, man, the crash dieting stuff doesn't work.
It's I get it because people have that like, that like panic feeling of like, oh God, I just saw this picture of myself and I look terrible and now I have to crash diet and lose all this weight. But like the problem with that is that you cannot sustain those changes. And so I just kind of started like the literal first step that I did was that at work, instead of parking at the closest spot that I could find in the parking lot, I parked at the very back of the parking lot.
That's a good
move.
Like
that added, I don't know, maybe 50 to 100 steps to my day. But like, that was like, I was like, okay, I'm going to start parking to the back of the lot. And then that became like, I'm not going to eat that donut today. And then like later that year, I started tracking my calories, which I still do. I track everything that I eat every day. And now I lift weights for fun because I love it, And so it started out as like, I need to not die before I'm 40. Because I have young children and I want to live for them. And so, and then it just was small changes that over time became bigger changes. And so, it's been like 5-ish years that I've kept off about 100-pound weight loss. And just a little over a year ago, I actually had plastic surgery to remove some loose skin from my abdomen. So just celebrated the 1-year anniversary of having part of my body chopped off. So that was fun.
Which is like the skin, right?
Yep. Just the skin of my abdomen. Because it was kind of in the way and it was uncomfortable, and like I'd kind of like made peace with how it looked, but like it was just, doing like squats and other exercises. It was just in the way. It was causing me. It was not like a badge of honor anymore.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I think one of the craziest transformations that I still can't figure out, and neither can he, is like, David Goggins. So he's like a Marine. He's that guy that's always like cursing at the camera. And he's like, stay hard, motherfucker. He's that guy. Okay. So he was like a 300-pound guy. And then he lost all this weight to become a Navy SEAL. And then, but he didn't get the skin. Like the skin didn't go, he didn't get it. And I remember he was on Joe Rogan's podcast and I was watching it. He's been on there a few times. And like, I didn't really get into it on like how it didn't happen, because he was definitely a bigger guy. Let me see if I can find the picture here, because it like really confuses me of like how he did it.
So I've really looked into this matter of loose skin, and it's not like, there's a lot of factors. Like one is genetics. I see you saying hypertension is hereditary.
Like, how did this happen?
Yeah. Well, how old is he, first of all?
I think he's my age now.
Okay. Well, so they were saying like
42-ish.
Age is one factor. Yeah. How long you had the excess weight, genetics, lifestyle, like if you smoked or not. Like there's a whole lot of issues that kind of go into whether or not you have loose skin. Because like I also have a friend who she lost about as much weight as I did, but she had like almost no loose skin.
That's crazy.
I mean, she's like 10 years younger than me too.
That's
so
probably
I mean, like,
that elasticity or whatever.
There's a lot of different factors that go into it, but
What's like a tip that you can give a beginner right now, someone beginning their fitness or nutritional journey? Like, what's a simple thing that you can give them right now?
So literally pick up the one easiest change that you can do tomorrow, and then every day for the entire rest of your life, and then build from there. So whether it is something as small as going on a 20-minute walk, or like you said, giving up, drinking calories, it's like usually a sacrifice that people don't even miss. Or instead of
after 2 weeks, you don't even think about it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I prefer.
I drank soda every day. I drank soda every day. Yeah. So with me, right? I never had a problem being skinny. I was always skinny. My genetics, like my hypermetabolism or whatever you want to call it, like I could eat 3 gallons of Cold Stone in 1 week and I will not gain a pound. At that time though, I was on medication like Adderall, that kind of stuff. So it probably did that. But even now, like I'm 42 and I could have a weekend of not so great eating, because like I kind of practice an 80-20 rule, which is like I eat 80% clean. I'm talking like rigorous meal prepped food for the week, where it'll be ground turkey, white rice, some mixed vegetables. I'll eat that twice a day. I do a protein oatmeal in the morning for breakfast with like 2 scoops. The main thing I try to do is I try to get as much the right amount of protein every day. Once I get that out of the way,
I do. Like when I focus, like because I use my Fitness Pal every day, and like the 2 things that I really only pay attention to are calories and protein.
Same.
I don't really pay attention to carbs or fat, or like I just.
Because the calories really matter. You just want to get the nutrients too. But if you're getting protein and carbs, and I have like a hack that I have, right? If you love Mexican food, okay, get like they have these mini avocado things. The guacamole, not avocado things. What I'm talking about. They're like these little things.
Guacamoles. It's 100 calories. Yeah.
Yes. So what I do is I just eat one of those. They're like flat like this, and it's not that much. But I'll have a ground turkey with rice meal and that on the side, and I'm getting fats from the avocado, the guacamole too, which is important, right? And
I think, like
that's
over
a great
time,
meal.
You kind of learn like what tracking calories in the app really kind of taught me over time is like how to eat the most for the fewest calories, and to stave off hunger.
What matters the most to you,
like getting that and there's also like resources on like which foods are like most satisfying, like I think it's pronounced the satiety index. Potatoes are like the most like a boiled potato is like the highest ranking in satiety. It's like an imperfect list, but anyway, it helps you understand like to keep myself from being hungry, how can I get the most out of my calories and also, get the most protein, and also like fats help keep you, keep you fuller longer and stuff. So those are all good things. And like, a lot of people were commenting about water. That's, there's a lot of like little things that you could just, if you picked it up tomorrow, and you could easily like sustain it, for the rest of your life. Like a lot of people also kind of think of it as, what can I take out? Like, people like to go on diets like keto diet, and I'm just going to stop eating carbs. But like, what about looking at it from, what can you add? So I can add more vegetables to every meal. I can eat more fruit.
Dude, vegetables are like,
diet,
if you like vegetables, you can eat as much as you want, really.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you
it's
can just
crazy.
go crazy with broccoli.
There's no calorie. Yeah, there's no there's really, the calorie count is like so low. So, for me, it's like I had a challenge with taking in calories of like the right type. So I could eat all the McDonald's and all that stuff, and like I'd be taking in the wrong thing, and I could still be working out, and like nothing is happening. But it wasn't until like I really got the protein stuff in check, and I go over like my weight in protein. Like usually they say like eat a pound of protein per body weight or whatever, like match that. I usually go around, I'm like 162, 165-ish right now. When I met Michael, I was 120 pounds. Like, so I put on a lot of weight and muscle and like pretty low body fat percentage. I think I'm at like 14.5 right now. Sometimes it's below that, which is really, I mean, for somebody that's 42.
Are not the devil.
Wait, what's that? Who said that?
Somebody said the
vegetables are the devil.
you just gotta find something that you like.
Yeah, you gotta get the one that you like.
There's gotta be a vegetable out there that you like. Just find that one and eat it every day.
See, I hate broccoli, so it really sucks because broccoli is the best thing. Like in fitness, every recipe is broccoli.
I love broccoli.
Do you like Brussels sprouts though?
I could do Brussels sprouts.
Roast some Brussels sprouts, like that's some good stuff.
I could do Brussels sprouts. I can do like anything else really. But it was weird. My mom used to make me eat broccoli. And I think I was in the, I want to say I was in the 3rd grade, maybe the 1st grade. I think President Bush, like I think Bush was still president. And he liked broccoli, and I was coloring a book, and it was a picture of a broccoli because, the president liked broccoli. It was like some assignment in school, and I hated broccoli, bro. And it stuck with me, and I just don't like broccoli now. It's really, really weird.
It's emotional trauma.
Well, one of the things that to me that Melody said early on that I've tried to really kind of live by is she says that like any meal that she's eating, if it's a meal that like trends towards not great for you, like if it's a bowl of ice cream, what can I do to make it a little bit better? And if I'm eating something that's like really good for me, like plain chicken and broccoli, what's something I can do to make it a little worse? A little more enjoyable.
Yeah, so this is my mentality because like, I see people kind of putting their like, somebody said something like this meal isn't maybe the healthiest or something, but like, don't let perfect be the enemy of good, because like we always kind of think of it in binary, like either I'm on track or I'm off track. Well, like that ends up doing more harm than good, because if you like, I had one Oreo, well, I'm off the wagon, I might as well eat the whole container. I mean, like just kind of think about, like I try to think about each meal sort of on a spectrum. So like we have like wild hedonism over here, and like just grilled boiled chicken and rice over here, and just like if my meal is kind of over here, how can I make it just a little more fun? What can I add to it that makes it more enjoyable for me? Or if it's like over here, like can I make it a little healthier somewhere? So just kind of trying to always find that balance of like getting the nutrition that my body needs, but also living my life, enjoying food, because it's not like, people like to say it is just fuel, but food is more than fuel. It's,
man. I love
family,
food.
It's culture, it's celebration. And if you ignore that aspect of life, then you're
boiled chicken is so tasteless and boring. Look at
that. Me with Knives says chicken is a vegetable
to me.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, that's,
you know what? Chicken is, here's the thing, right? You know how like, some kids, like they don't grow out of chicken nuggets that fast, right? Dude, chicken nuggets are actually pretty good protein source.
Oh yeah,
they're
like
not terrible.
you get the ones that are frozen and bake them.
Yeah,
you know, they're not
because
bad
like
in calories, and
I'd rather like they eat that than like candy or something. You know what I mean? Like it's chicken nuggets, protein, bro. And my son's gonna be jacked. You know what I mean? I'm just giving him a protein shake instead of like milk.
Yeah. No, what I've started doing recently, because like I love cereal is my soul food. Like I love cereal so much.
Have you tried that keto cereal?
I have.
I tried it once. Magic Spoon.
So I don't like Magic Spoon as much.
You don't?
Here's what I like.
Here's
what I like. Here's what I like. This is my jam. The Premier Protein has a cereal.
Okay.
They have a chocolate one and one that's like strawberries, and they have another one, but I don't like that one. So the two that I get are the chocolate and the strawberry, and I use a protein shake as the milk, and it's like a bazillion grams of protein in your breakfast, and it's like cereal.
I should try that because
that's the only one that I will let. I will like. So she does this crazy thing.
There you go.
Where she'll take her cereal
20 grams
in the fridge for 30 minutes, like a lunatic.
Yes, I eat soggy cereal.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god!
This stuff will hurt your face.
What do you mean?
So I like let it. I will actually let it get soggy, just so it's like edible, but it's good.
That's so funny, dude. My oatmeal in the morning is like it's like slop almost. It has like
it's so good to me when it's mush and you just like you don't even have to chew it. You can just let it slide down. That's the sweet spot right there, baby. I love it.
It's so like look at I know my girl Kelly, who is she's NASM certified. She's a personal trainer. Really good with nutrition. She's the one that got me on this path. We're watching UFC, right? She sees a Southeast Asian, and I'm like, yo, she's looking at this dude like, a little lustfully, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I want to be like that. And she said, okay, like I'm gonna give you a plan, and you're gonna work out at home and do these things. And that was like 2019, and I kept doing them.
You've done so well.
I think I have been to a gym less than 10 times.
I'm like really
I work out at home
about how good your arms are, because like I will never have I'm so mad.
You need to throw up one
I will
of those
never
videos.
have arms that good. And
you know what's a really good tip? I'm gonna show you right now. This is like my tip right here. This thing, this right here gave me a nice body right here. So my warm up is I do 100. Right, I do 100 push-ups. Right, not I mean you could rest if you want. Just do them as fast as you can, and I do 10 in each position, and it equals 100. That's how I warm up, and then I do 100 body weight squats, and then I do the exercise. But doing that before every exercise like really shaped my upper body and gave my arms a lot of definition. Because before I would have to be really lean for anything to show, but I wanted to put on mass. Like my dream body is to be like Jason Momoa, not when he's trying to be a superhero, like a regular person. When he has a little bit of belly, but he just looks like a man, like he's jacked. But he's got a little bit of pudge, a little bit like a realistic body. Like I don't want to look like Aquaman, but I want mass. Like I want to be able to walk with my family, and if a dangerous person comes along, like he'll be like, oh, that guy will probably like knock me over. You know what I mean? Like I want to look like that. That's one of my main reasons, and also it makes me feel good. But yeah, that push-up machine.
I like surprising people. That's my favorite thing. Is that like people look at me and I have the hair and the dresses and stuff, and then like
and
I
you're like strong as fuck,
really heavy, and they're like,
that's the best. That's the best.
Okay.
I moved a really old like China cabinet with my brother, right? We took everything out of it, and it's like an ancient one. I'm talking about like when they made furniture that would last from like the Civil War till now, right? So heavy. And he's my oldest brother. I'm the youngest. I have 3 brothers, and he's like the jacked one. He's on American Ninja Warrior. He's 50 years old. He's just super shredded. Looks like Bruce Lee. But he's like 20. Maybe 25 pounds lighter than me now. So I have a lot more power. And we lifted the the china cabinet, and we're like bringing it to the garage. And when we put it down, right, to me it was easy. I just needed him to hold the other end because we had to go from the basement all the way to the garage. And he was like, bro, like, you know, you did all that. Like, you know what I mean? And I felt so good, dude, because I still feel like this skinny guy that has like no strength at all. And you know those big water jugs that you put in the water dispenser, right?
Yeah.
So we bought 2 of them. And to me, it was just normal to pick them up, like both of them, and go to the car. And then Kelly was like, yo, everybody was looking at you in the grocery because you just picked up these giant jugs and you're like only 5'9". You're not like a tall guy. And to me, it was regular because I squat more than that. You know what I mean? Like, so I just bring him to the car, and it made, you know, things like that. You're right. Like the surprise, and people don't expect you to be strong because, you know, you don't have to be absolutely yoked to have strength. Like if you've been strength training for 3, 5, 10 years, you're gonna be like lifting some crazy stuff, man. Like your body is used to that, you know. That definitely feels good.
Yes, that's what I love about it. Like, you know, I don't really like work out to like look a certain aesthetic. It's just like at this point, I just really, really love the feeling of picking something heavy up. It's like, it's so good. Especially like I was at a volunteer event because I work for a nonprofit, and we had a volunteer event, and we were out staining some logs. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so like there was this big giant bucket of like stain, and one of my colleagues, she's a younger girl. She's like in her 20s, and she goes to pick it up, and she could not budge the thing. And I was like, oh, you know, I'll go help her. And I lifted it up with like it was literally nothing. And her jaw dropped, and I was like, okay.
That's the muscle mommy phenomenon. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I tell Kelly the same thing.
You should.
I don't know. Doesn't have the same effect.
It's ask Melody if she wants to pick up my student loan payment. Really heavy.
My back hurts from carrying
my back hurts. So. Yeah, man, it's definitely a fun thing. Like you surprise yourself too when like you go to get something and you know, because I always think like, oh, that was heavy a while ago, you know, like when I was younger or whatever, and then you do it and you're like, holy shit, it's like nothing now. You know what I mean? That's amazing, man.
Non-scale victories, you know.
Yeah.
So guys, the Truffles, okay? The Truffles. You guys got to get it. Do you know when the Kickstarter is going to happen?
So August 2nd. Okay. I'm cramming to get the video content. So I think did you see the video we did the other day? That was the Batman 1966 Batman.
Instagram or YouTube?
Both.
Okay.
So
it's on Aurora Knife and Tool, or
Aurora Knife and Tool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's the one I'm in.
Yes. Yeah.
We're gonna watch it right now, dude.
Yeah.
I think I did see it.
Moves are in there.
Pretty sure I did. Yeah. Here, let's do this. I'm gonna share it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna share that. Boom, boom. All right, and then there's somebody's foot here.
Yeah, I got my Nike check.
Which one is it?
Yeah, the one right there that one right there with the red
this one.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
That is excellent. Look at Chuck Norris. That is awesome. Yo, was that Roadhouse?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was a kickboxer.
Yeah, it's yeah. So I made that, and then I read Kickstarter's policies, which is that you can have like because parody is a huge part of Misheard Knife Reviews, Aurora Knife and Tool, And like, people ask me all the time, like, how can you get away with doing like, He-Man or King of the Hill or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's all parody. It's all fair use. It's copyright.
Yeah.
You're operating within copyright law by poking fun at the thing itself,
Yeah.
And so I don't have a problem with it morally to like use this content because it's parody. But Kickstarter is a very not cool with parody. And so I'm pretty sure that them seeing most of that content is going to mean that my Kickstarter is going to get flagged and not land
so you can't
on August 2nd when we need to. So I'm going back and like redoing the videos to like remove anything that's content that's from somebody else. And I am leaving the song in. I've changed the intro to the song. Will the Truffle song be on Apple Music? That's a great question.
Doing the Truff-tusi. So
I have not considered putting it on Apple Music. Maybe I need to. But actually the music. So shout out to two guys. My cousin Jacob is a musician in Little Rock, and he's the one that did the guitars and the drums. And then a friend of his from Slovenia, Mark. He's under the Markness on YouTube, and my cousin is under metal vocalist.
It will literally just be a video of me dancing.
Yeah, basically
dancing with a knife.
Yeah, so,
knife dancing.
I'm trying to like shape it so that I can get it loaded up there and not get booted off. Because we need it to be approved in time for. So August 2nd is the launch date, but I am scrambling to get all that stuff cleaned up so that it's Kickstarter friendly. And then so August 2nd will be the launch. The 179 for the
guys, the 179, man.
189 going forward. Yeah, so we're stoked.
What's the goal, by the way?
So the goal is, so I have it's got to be a minimum order of 600 knives.
So that's like,
and so the I've run the numbers on it. I need to run them by her. But it's between 60 and 100,000 is the goal. And dude, yeah, and so here's the thing, man. Most people are at this point where they're like, Kickstarter, they're gaming the system by saying like, oh, my goal is $1,000, which they make instantly. And then Kickstarter says like, oh, they're successful. Let's boost them some more. But like, I don't have 59,000. So I can come up with if I raise 1,000 and then that's it. So like we're literally having to use Kickstarter for the way it's designed, which is raise all the money or don't make the product. So
it's like, how much are we willing to gamble?
Yeah.
We got to get it. Okay. So Max Level made a video about it already at Blade Show, right? And we're gonna get it to him. I think because he wants it again, right? Or what?
Yeah. I think you're sending it.
Yeah, he can get you a lot of views too. Like that guy crushes on views. I mean, man, MC just takes a long time, bro. Like Complex is gonna hold on to it, but like, it's like you get your knife on Complex, like you're getting the views, bro.
Yeah, I think if we can hobble to the finish line for this first go around, then we'll have enough. Really, what some lessons learned this time will be more prototypes so I can send them around to more folks. And more lead time before the Kickstarter begins. I think if we can do those things, I think we can bump it up because I think Truffles is something that people are going to want.
I think so too, guys. Remember August 2nd. Okay, August 2nd. We got to make this knife happen. I'm telling you right now, if you have this like a similar taste to mine, you will love this thing because it's just so cool to play with it. And it is actually a good knife. All of my unboxing ASMRs, I think from the past 2 days are done with this. Like, so everything coming out is going to have this on it. In the next, maybe for like a week, because I unbox maybe like 30 things and it's pretty much just all I just use the truffles on everything.
Nice.
But yeah, man, guys, August 2nd. Okay, everybody set that shit because I want it too. And if we don't make it, like, I'm not gonna get it, right? Like, so we gotta make it happen. What happens if you don't meet it?
I mean, we'll have two.
Money back?
We'll have two. We'll take turns shipping it around.
Yo, we gotta get this made, guys. I really like this thing. It's really awesome, man. You know, the same thing happened with Niche Designs. Do you remember? So Niche Designs had this one knife, and it was this thick, chunky Warncliffe. It was really cool. Everyone loved it, but it didn't meet the Kickstarter goal, so he never made it. But he ended up making a bunch of designs with other brands. So there is also that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, if we wound up just having to do shirts and patches and other kinds of fun stuff, I mean that's fine. The whole goal of Aurora Knife and Tool was to give back to the community. I mean, it's just a fun way to involve ourselves in the community at another level. So we're hoping that it goes off. I mean, it's something that we're excited about. We believe in, but part of it is just getting the word out there, and that's always a challenge. So if this one doesn't go, I'm sure we'll figure out something. But I think if we can just get the word out, then I think we'll be good.
So you guys have heard it here. Okay, August 2nd is when we got to do it. Okay, August 2nd. Set your calendars right now. All right, and I'm gonna be talking about it. So
yeah, and if you go to so right now, if you go to meettruffles.com, it takes you to our website.
Yep.
But on August 2nd, meettruffles.com will take you to the Kickstarter. So we'll switch the link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So meettruffles.com, we've been using that everywhere.
Drop the link right now.
The purpose of once we switch that out, we'll be able to use that.
Let everybody know where they can follow you. Like drop whatever
so
your ads are.
Pretty active on Instagram under Misheard Knife Reviews, all one word. And then Aurora Knife and Tool. I mean, if you just Google it, you'll find us on Instagram.
I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now for Truffles.
Melodies on Melovision, MEL_O_vision on Instagram. She's the most entertaining person that I ever get to watch. I love her content. I would follow her if I wasn't her husband.
It's not super knifey though. So if you're looking for knives on Melovision, it's mostly
fashion and weirdness.
Fashion, K-pop, random.
Oh, K-pop! I used to love K-pop, dude. Yeah. I don't listen to it as much now, but back in the day, dude, I used to wear. Yo, let me just show you right now how crazy it was back then. All right.
Who was your favorite band?
So this is like when I was growing up, right? You're not even gonna know this.
This is gonna be vintage K-pop, and
This is gonna be vintage, bro. And I'm gonna just show you right now what they used to dress like. Okay.
No, it's crazy. It was crazy. I've seen.
You're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?" That's what you're gonna say, yo.
Bananas. Oh, and so whoever said about the band Ginger, I looked them up. So I'm gonna be listening to them and also K-pop.
People are gonna be like, "What?" So this is when I was like maybe.
Ooh, I could
14, 15.
I don't cook much.
Let me just
healthy foods sometimes, yes.
Dude, look at this.
NCT Dream. Okay, yes, they look crazy, but they have a really good new song called ISTK.
Oh no, it's not these guys. Actually, it's these guys. Teenager Candy. They're the original ones. These guys. This is the when I was into K-pop.
95 of.
Yo, it's so
like
terrible.
This is,
but back then, let me tell you something, yo. I used to wear this visor right here, and I used to put the mark underneath my eye.
That's so cute. I love that.
I was bagging girls, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I was bagging girls.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
love it. Love it.
Corn pops and K-pop. It's pretty close.
Yo, that's so funny.
So close, so close.
Everybody give Aurora Knife and Tool a follow, and shout out to you guys for doing the show. Let me know if there's any questions for you guys. Always.
Fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And the Truffles, August 2nd. I'm going to drop it again, the date. Please remember that, guys. I will talk to you and tell you about it like pretty much all the time. And let's make this knife happen. The Truffles.
Yay.
Yeah.
But this is your boy Ray, and this is the Everyday City Carry.